Good evening. Welcome to Capital Account. I'm Lyster here in Washington, D.C. Greece tonight is in political chaos after the prime minister tries to put the country's bailout to a public vote. European leaders call him to an emergency meeting at the G20. But are all bets now off in the Eurozone debt crisis deal? And could this derail the global economy? For the U.S., could this trigger a banking crisis for banks that have bitten off more of a stake in risky Eurozone debt than they can chew? In an era of too big to fail banks, this is everyone's problem. We know U.S. taxpayers are backing more than $50 trillion of Bank of America's derivatives, for example. Who else has taken big bets with your money? We'll talk to Nomi Prince. And the Federal Reserve announced it will not do more stimulus for now. They cite slightly better economic growth based on last quarter's performance. But when you look at the bigger picture, this so-called recovery is lagging far behind. All right, let's get to today's Capital Account. So just about an hour ago at 3:30, European leaders were scheduled to be going into an emergency meeting with Greece's prime minister ahead of the G20 in Cannes. Sarkozy, Merkel, the head of the IMF, a few others. Who else to the others? And they are supposed to push for Athens to implement its bailout deal as the only solution to the crisis. The problem is this. Monday, the prime minister called to put this to a vote before the people, to put that bailout to a referendum. He called for this referendum. He surprised everyone, including his own party. Now, because of another vote scheduled for Friday, he might not even be prime minister anymore. And if you're sitting there and you don't think this matters for you here in the United States, think again. Consider this. If Greece defaults, this could trigger a collapse of other Eurozone banks that are exposed to this debt. It could cause a run on banks and other debt-laden countries as investors pull out. U.S. banks have written a lot